All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a real-life mystery that's so baffling, history literally still cannot fully explain it. We're traveling to one of the most unforgiving, desolate, and just freezing environments on the planet to track down an absolute legend. There are countless myths and tall tales out on the open water, but what we're looking at today, it's a documented historical fact that defies all logic. So get comfortable, because this story is just as chilling as the environment it took place in.
I want you to just picture this scenario for a second. You're out navigating the completely treacherous, icy waters of the far north. The wind is howling, visibility is absolutely terrible, and suddenly, your radio crackles to life. Imagine hearing a distress call from a ship out there in the freezing dark. Naturally, you immediately adjust your course, pushing through those massive waves to offer assistance, completely expecting to find a desperate crew fighting for their lives against the elements.
But when you finally arrive at the coordinates, you make an impossible discovery. The vessel you're looking at, it's completely empty. And not just recently empty either. You discover that this massive ship had actually been abandoned nearly 40 years earlier. Right? It sounds completely made up, like the plot of a Hollywood thriller, but this actually happened. It's a fully documented piece of maritime history, and we're going to break down exactly how this incredible situation unfolded.
Okay, let's dive into this. The real root of this mystery takes us all the way back to 1931. Meet the SS Baychimo. She was a heavy-duty cargo ship, a real working vessel. But honestly, she was completely outmatched by a sudden and brutal shift in the Arctic weather. The Baychimo was just navigating the northern waters when the ocean around it literally froze solid. In 1931, this massive cargo ship became hopelessly trapped in the Arctic ice.
And man, the situation deteriorated incredibly fast. First, obviously, the Baychimo is hopelessly trapped. The crew did what any seasoned sailors would do in that spot. They hunkered down and waited. They waited for weeks, just praying for a thaw. But the ice never melted. With winter fully setting in and the massive pressure of the ice literally threatening to crush the hull, the crew firmly believed the ship was going to sink. So, for their own survival, they made the agonizing decision to abandon the Baychimo forever. But here's the crazy twist. Just a few days after they left the vessel to its watery grave, the unbelievable happened. The ship somehow broke free from the crushing ice. With absolutely nobody on board, it didn't sink. It simply drifted away into the frozen unknown.
Let's move to and see how this built. Because the story of the Baychimo definitely didn't end with its abandonment in 1931. Instead of just rotting at the bottom of the ocean, the empty ship began this bizarre, solitary journey that would end up spanning decades. It entered a whole new phase of its existence, sparking a phenomenon that would completely captivate the maritime world for the rest of the century.
And listen, this wasn't just a case of seasick sailors hallucinating out there. Over the next several decades, the empty Baychimo was spotted time and time again by highly credible sources. We're talking local hunters tracking game on the ice, seasoned Arctic explorers who know these waters better than anyone alive, and even entire crews of other ships who reported seeing the vessel just drifting out in the wasteland.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how completely unpredictable the conditions of these sightings were. Sometimes she appeared completely locked in, frozen in the ice, like this silent, terrifying monument to the harsh winter. But other times, she was floating freely across open waters, riding the currents as if she was being guided by an invisible crew.
So you might be wondering, if so many people saw this massive cargo ship floating around, why didn't someone just claim it? Well, they certainly tried. Across those decades of sightings, people absolutely tried to board it. Just imagine spotting this massive, silent vessel in the distance, lowering your smaller boats, and rowing furiously through freezing waters to claim it. But, almost like a phantom, the weather would shift, a sudden fog would roll in, or a blizzard would strike out of nowhere. Before they could ever actually reach the hull, the ship disappeared again into the whiteout.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why she earned such a chilling nickname amongst sailors. The Ghost Ship of the Arctic. It's a title that perfectly captures the eerie, almost supernatural reality of this vessel's survival.
We are quite literally looking at one of the most enduring mysteries of the modern maritime era. Think about it. How could a man-made vessel, built in the early 20th century, left completely to the mercy of nature, continue to exist in one of the most destructive environments on the planet? It goes against absolutely every principle of naval engineering and ocean survival.
So, the crucial point is really understanding the sheer scale of this impossibility. Just think about what this empty ship endured. It survived violent, ship-breaking storms, beyond freezing temperatures, and the crushing pressure of shifting ice packs,
all entirely uncrewed. Without a single person to maintain the engines, pump out water, or steer away from danger, it miraculously survived what should have destroyed it countless times over.
But, you know, all legends eventually fade into the shadows. The year 1969 marks a hard stop in our timeline. Almost 40 years after the crew first abandoned her to the ice, the Baychimo was spotted one final time. 1969 was the absolute last confirmed sighting of the ghost ship. After that exact distinct moment in time, the sightings just stopped. The radio silence was permanent. The SS Baychimo vanished forever.
Which leaves us with the ultimate questions that historians and explorers are honestly still asking today. What finally happened to her? Did her steel hull finally give way, causing her to sink beneath the freezing waters of the Arctic Ocean to rest in the dark? Or is it possible that she didn't sink at all? Is the ghost ship of the Arctic still hidden somewhere out there right now, locked deep among the endless shifting sea ice, just waiting to be discovered by a new generation of explorers? The wild truth is, even today, with all our satellites and modern technology, no one actually knows the answer.
It really forces us to wonder about the things we leave behind in nature, doesn't it? Maybe some ships just never reach their final destination. Instead of arriving at port, they simply become legends, drifting forever in the frozen unknown. If you enjoyed unpacking this fascinating piece of history with me, be sure to subscribe for more real mysteries that history still can't explain. Until next time, keep questioning the world around you.